God, the idea of doing Ket like up the ass and then getting fucked. That sounds awful.
That sounds like
Talk about a K-hole.
That clipped like holy fuck.
That's my K-hole now.
Worth it.
I want you to dick punch me in my K-hole, daddy.
Dick punch me in my K-hole, Dad. I'm gonna spell that out. Actually, yeah, that sounds like something I would spell out using fridge magnets. Thank you.
Bo, something else you need to spell it in fridge magnets now, and post it on Twitter for the clout.
For the clout, of course.
Sucks.
Oh yeah, that's a real edgy opinion these days. Considering I share it with the fucking president.
Which this is like the heart attack thing, right? It's like President Trump releases a press release. I did not say that John McCain is a loser. I did not have a heart attack. I want you to take back those reports. It's like, who's reporting on that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Whoa.
I did not have a series of small strokes.
Well, here's the thing. We know that he has both called McCain a loser and that he probably has had a series of small strokes.
I mean, as a fellow McDonald's connoisseur, again, I have too much in common with the fucking president. It just happens sometimes. You get a fucking couple McGriddles in you bright and early, and by fucking 11 o'clock in the morning, you start smelling toast.
Mm-hmm. And they don't have that at McDonald's.
No, they do not have toast. That's all. It's non-diegetic, as it were. But yeah,
diegetic smell.
I really do like the idea though that just fucking shift the Overton window, Mr. President. Like the fucking troops are losers. Come on.
Yeah, well, I mean it's a great shift, especially in the wake of the Supreme Court saying, didn't they release some shit about like how the NSA has been going through too much of our data and illegally doing all our stuff, and Edward Snowden had to tweet like, "Hey, I was right.
The fucking told you I was right." Yeah,
Snowden
that's more or less
was
what it said.
Hey, so the Supreme Court said I wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
Except
and so
Trump still wants to hang him.
Of course.
Well, we start him by turning him against John McCain, and then we eventually, we reestablish Edward Snowden as like a good person. Maybe before too long, Trump will be like railing against the Democrats. From
the left of them.
From the left of them, as he already is, I think.
Yeah.
With the eviction
a lot
moratorium.
of the time.
God.
And student loans.
Oh, it's great. I just want the president of the United States to retweet the Afghanistan papers instead of fucking alt-right propaganda.
This tweet was dedicated to the brave men of the Mujahideen.
The U.S. military, folks. It's the most imperialist military. Get it out of here. It's hideous. we love our third worldism, don't we, folks?
We've been repressing the global South for far too long. It's time to make America great again.
Yeah, when he says "make America great again," he means North and South America.
Yeah.
God.
It's very much against the Monroe Doctrine.
Yeah.
He'll find out Central America exists one day.
One day, yeah, and it's not just various flavors of Mexico, yeah.
Yeah, what do you have in Mexico? You have, you have your Tijuanas, you have your...
You have your Guatemalas, your Hondurases.
Yeah, I was thinking more Costa
Salvadors.
Mexico, Puerto Mexico, the Mexico Canal,
Panamexico.
Panamexico.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Psychic Dolphin Garage. I'm Zach.
I'm Bo.
And I'm Dennis.
And Kelton sounds weird as shit this week. What the fuck?
I'm not Kelton. I said I'm Zach.
Yeah, you keep saying that, but so did my stepdad, and look where that got.
Yeah, we don't have Kelton on. I might just have to cut out the hey everybody, a really generic hey everybody from one of the episodes and just put that in. It doesn't feel right having me say it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sacrilegious,
It's his lasting legacy on the show.
I know. I even did the inflection like I was saying I'm Zach, like I'm second instead of being like, I'm leading the charge.
Just leave a moment of silence in there out of respect.
Out of respect for our fallen soldier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We lost Kelton to the podcast wars.
Yeah, the podcast.
The war of him fucking taking a break from this podcast because Jesus Christ, it's draining.
Yeah, good poor boy.
Yeah, draining to say the least. All of this podcasting that we're doing, really hard-hitting stuff every week that we bring you, talking about jokes.
I mean, in my mind, Kelton's got it right though. He's like, I can't compartmentalize this shit like you three can, and then we're over here just like literally breaking psychologically.
Yeah, but like it's like it's like any other muscle. Like you stress it till the point that it breaks, and then don't pay any attention to it, and then you just go back and do the same thing again, and you end up in an early grave, which is exactly where I want to be.
Yeah,
and that is again why you are. Well, that's why you're the himbo of the podcast.
Plastic bottle liquor, baby.
Compartmentalizing all of my, breakdowns to exclusively in the middle of playing existentially challenging video games that also make me question my place in the world, so that, not only am I distracted from it, but also I'm like probing the wound even deeper so it will drain out properly.
Yeah.
Maybe one day it will drain out properly.
Yeah, and by existential video games you mean like Harvest Moon or something, right?
No, just a bunch of League of Legends.
That's the one that makes me question playing video games.
Why are we
in
here?
general.
Is humanity truly worthy of an existence?
I should go, honestly, we should be asking, why is Riot okay, this hyper Chinese company, but fucking TikTok's gonna be banned in 10 days.
Yeah,
no, Tencent's totally fine. But as soon as the Zoomers get a hold of anything, it's like, nah, ban it.
Yeah, no, I like that everyone was like, oh, we're gonna ban Tencent, and it's like, actually, we're just banning TikTok because we realize that Tencent owns 90% of the things that keep Americans entertained at home during this economic crisis. Also, I didn't realize that before, so I'm going to do a moratorium on rent. Is that cool with everyone?
Hope so.
Yeah, it fucking better be.
It's not enough, is what it is.
And a little bit late, maybe a little bit.
Maybe
just gonna.
6 months.
I was gonna say the pandemic. People started shutting down in March, and it's September.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We're just now seeing a lot of organizing outside of courthouses. We saw the New Orleans courthouse had people preventing judges and other staff from entering the courthouse. We've had courthouse protests in Houston, and so maybe all this collective action, all of this unrest over the summer has had some sort of, is having some sort of effect finally.
Some sort of positive change? Damn. Wild how that happens. I was just going to wait and vote, but damn.
Yeah, who knew that direct action actually gets things done? Well, it's also the only way to reach Trump is to get it onto the front, onto Fox News.
Yeah, literally there's no way that he's going to pay attention to it otherwise.
Oh yeah.
He literally is like a grandpa. If it's not on the TV, I'm not.
If it's not sandwiched between ads for buying gold and catheters, then I mean, is it really even news?
Buying golden catheters.
Very fancy.
Super fancy.
So regarding this though, it's people making $999,000 or less per year, or $198,000 if they're couples jointly filing. I didn't hear anything whether or not if you don't pay rent, do you have to back pay it or something like that? I don't recall seeing anything like that saying that you had to.
So it does not. Yeah.
It's just eviction protection, not rent relief.
Right. So but it's just saying that if people can't or don't pay the rent, from this Forbes article, what it's saying is people who don't pay the rent won't be evicted. So it's are you then obligated to just not pay your fucking rent? Because I mean, I don't know. Some people will probably be a little bit more bold and definitely try that out.
Yeah,
see what happens.
Yeah. So here it says nothing in this order precludes the charging or collecting of fees, penalties, or interest as a result of the failure to pay rent or other housing payment on a timely basis under the terms of any applicable contract. So technically, yes, but that's a big technically.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the most like means tested form of like eviction moratorium we could have possibly had.
Well, yeah, because
Right,
that's the
I mean-
thing. A freeze would be ideal, right? Where it's just like, yeah, you're not paying rent, you're not getting evicted, you're not having to, pay back rent or have interest on that back rent or shit like that. Right.
But Trump is literally a landlord. There's no way that we were ever going to convince him to do that. Like this is, but this is still more than what the Democrats have done, which is not a good sign for the Democrats.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, like, fucking, we were joking about like him tacking to the left of them, but like, damn y'all, like at least like float the idea out there or something. Like,
I mean,
it's
I mean, like a handful of Democrats are, like
Mhm.
Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar and AOC and Ro Khanna,
Yeah.
but then of course they always get shot down.
drowned out by
Mhm.
what are essentially a bunch
Police.
of Republicans. Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys think that
you
the Democrats have done bad with I don't know, responding to a pandemic, just wait till you hear who they have as their candidate for the presidential election this year.
Oh God, I mean,
Uh,
oh that's right. I did forget to mention this though, but like Pelosi getting it show like their actions have just shown that like they have no like they really have just lost touch with anyone or anything. Like
I mean,
with
speaking of
Pelosi, like-
landlords, like fucking isn't Pelosi?
Yeah, she
fucking,
is.
yeah,
Her
real estate
husband
queen.
is.
Like, yeah.
Oh,
And then she was caught like getting a haircut, which she was technically set up, but like it because the owner of the salon went directly to Fox News.
oh my
Oh
god.
afterwards.
Jesus.
And but the owner of the salon was not the person who took or who gave the haircut. It was just some gay in San Francisco.
Sacha
but,
Baron
like-
Cohen comes out of the back dressed as a fucking hairdresser.
Just
You-
in character as
but-
Bruno. No,
yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. I don't expect a twink to know the like local laws. I just don't.
No.
But like Pelosi certainly should have known that like you're not supposed to be getting haircuts right now if they're indoors. You'd have to get a haircut outdoors. I don't know how that works. I don't have hair, so I just
Mhm.
cut my own hair.
Oh yeah.
But like Pelosi should have known that, and she's supposed to be representing San Francisco. She knows and loves her people. It's like, no, you fucking don't. You horrible person.
Yeah, like if you did, like, maybe perhaps the rent in San Francisco would be lower. Just in this example,
Yeah, maybe just maybe advocate for lower rent in San Francisco instead of having your husband own half the buildings in the city and
Mhm.
charging exorbitant amounts of rent.
Do you think that if Sacha Baron Cohen did a Who Is America thing where he acts like people interact with like our Congress, our representatives like regularly, like
Mhm.
like those conversations would be way more interesting than any like recorded pre-recorded interview that happens on a regular basis. Like
right, like with a Chris Hayes or someone.
yeah, like if they're just taking video of like where these people go for breakfast and where these people go to get their haircuts and where these people go to do all the normal things that humans
to act
do.
like a regular human. Yeah.
yeah, like
yeah.
like having him there like needling them would be the funniest fucking shit. And that would
Oh,
be
by the
way
way-
more telling of what the fuck like those people are like
Oh,
on a regular basis.
yeah.
Out of all the things that we could be talking about that is happening on our timelines this week, it is fortunately not Nancy Pelosi again.
Fortunately.
Yeah. Also, like, there's going to be lots of discussion about the Portland shooting suspect who was executed by the police, which
Extrajudicially.
it's interesting how different this shooting was compared to the Kyle Rittenhouse shooting. It's interesting that they had all of this like evidence locked up when they didn't
No,
during the
locked
Kyle
and
Rittenhouse
loaded.
shooting.
He was no angel.
It's very interesting is all I'm gonna say. And obviously the suspect was executed by the police. It is an extrajudicial shooting. I mean,
Of course.
they can take mass shooters into custody without killing them, but it doesn't look like they're capable of doing that when it's
When you shot one
Right.
person, yeah, it's
Also,
inverse. Like so, y'all remember the fucking kid with the bowl cut, the shitty Confederate kid
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah shot up that church. Yeah, like they got him Burger King. Like it's it's got to be like an inverse thing, right? Where the more of a shitbag you are, the nicer the police treat you. Because I can't think of any other explanation than that.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
it's relatability.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
The other thing is too, like this, like I don't know. Y'all are white, and I would be careful because this, like, they're clearly just like okay with killing white people now, which we had kind of been like, oh, look at like something's very similar about all the men that the police don't kill who are mass shooters.
Yeah.
Michael Reinl was white. So that's why it's kind of like it shouldn't be shocking. But this kind of does break away from their the
Modus
police's
operandi.
Usual
modus
vibe.
operandi. But you're right, Zach. It is kind of very suspicious that like almost immediately they found literally everything about his history. Like I think I'd heard like him like they had found evidence of like domestic abuse and things like that. Like he had all these things, which of course like we're not saying that he was like a great guy, but his one major crime that that the police stopped him was killing a right-wing activist who was actively antagonizing a group of people.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't even know if the shoot is justified. Like I don't think the Kyle Rittenhouse shoot was justified. I'm not certain if this one was justified. So it's hard for me to say. And
right.
I don't. We're not gonna take sides on this one exactly. But
what's more important than any sort of sides taking is that you look at the response. Like, listen, it is universal in U.S. law that shooting someone is a crime.
Yeah.
I know that seems like maybe it's a bold statement at this point, but it's a pretty clear, not good thing to do. And the reaction, the consequences for a person of one ideology doing it versus the consequences of another doing it the fact that they are so sharp shows that there is clearly an inequality in the law. That there is not, for certain people, shooting someone equals death, and for certain people, shooting someone equals you get Burger King.
Yeah. Or, if not shooting someone, if, it might be having a gun in your own car that you're legally allowed to carry. It might be, having something that looks like a gun. It might be, a million fucking other things.
Yeah. Clearly, legislation cannot account for, inherent bias. And there's
I mean, what if we just legislated all the cops to like have to, I don't know, jump to a pit full of sharks?
Earlier this week, I know a controversial figure in leftist spaces, but ContraPoints, Natalie Wynn, made a video about justice. And if you like, say what you will about her, but the video itself describing justice in very like plain terms.
If you're into
and
5-part, 3-hour-long diatribes about the nature of justice, starting from the times of Archimedes.
You could just read Socrates. You'd get the same point.
But I mean, it may be 3 hours, but 6 costumes. So.
That's true. But she was talking about how, like, in particular, one of the reasons why like cops seem to like the Punisher is because the Punisher takes matters into his own hands. Many cops have the idea that like, oh, people like get away with things all the time. We could be judge, jury, and executioner if all these laws weren't in the way. Now, what Michael Reinhold did was like, it was in Portland. Like, it's not a stand your ground state. So it's hard to say like whether or not this shooting was quote unquote justified. But, regardless, there are like we assume that the police are supposed to be people who like are supposed to keep law and order, but they went above that as they typically do. It's just in this case though, they went above and shot someone who like did something that other people have done and not been
executed for doing.
Not been shot dead by them.
Yeah, and the excuse is going to be that he was shooting at them and that he had a gun and that he didn't want to be arrested.
Right.
Well, this is the thing. Is that the reaction would have been they would have shot him whether or not he had been carrying that weapon and hadn't shot anyone, and whether he had been an entirely like perfect citizen. They would have shot him this exact same way for believing what he did and being where he was.
Right.
Yep.
as if he was actively shooting with
Yep.
them.
Yeah.
They would have had
So-
the same reaction.
Well,
So just like to finish my thought though, it's just like this is not like the police do not operate with justice. They operate with revenge as their way of thinking.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And it sucks that we're not going to get to put them up there for what is clearly retaliatory. Like it's clear to us that this is a retaliatory shooting, even if they checked all the boxes and it was totally justified.
Yeah.
There was no security camera wasn't posted. There's no body cam footage that they could post of this.
Because of course there's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course there's not. Everybody had their body cams off for this shit. No, he had a gun. It's like clearly like a decommissioned police revolver. It's just like lazily thrown onto his body.
Where yeah, and it's like, oh, he also had like 10 kilos of cocaine in a perfectly like square box shape.
Mhm. How
Like
convenient.
it's just like they're just gonna literally throw every single thing that they've ever done to like the victim of shooting like if they were like a person of color or something. We've seen this before, and it's like, yeah, if you go against the police, you go against a brotherhood or whatever.
Well,
it's bullshit.
that shit is so cringe.
Something that we haven't seen before is happening today. It is happening today in our cities. It is happening today in our state. There is a boat parade happening in Austin on Lake Travis, and
Yep.
apparently
My own backyard.
apparently we have gotten news that multiple boats were swamped and sank on Lake
Oh, no.
Travis.
Bo, what did you do?
Listen, all right, I've been staying home all day. I went grocery shopping around fucking 4:00 maybe. My hands are clean, all right?
At the HEB that's over by Lake Travis.
At 4 o'clock,
One of those HEBs, there's a lot of them, so don't ask.
at 4 o'clock, right around when the sheriff's department was getting calls about these boats sinking.
Again, don't ask.
Yeah, it actually looks like there was I'm looking at the footage. It looks like there was a storm. Like
There is
I
rain here
don't-
in Houston today.
no,
Yeah, and I can
but, like,
confirm that the sky's been a little overcast in my part of Austin at least, so
it's
you know.
not only that though, but like I'm gonna guess that like this lake is not particularly large, like comparatively.
Lake
to,
Travis
like,
is pretty
like an
big.
ocean.
Like where
I
they
know,
were,
but it's
the
not as
problem is
big as
that
like.
it's
eh.
the problem is that they have a lot of boats that are all together that are probably not doing any sort of. They're not in like single file. They're all riding like 6, 7, 8 wide. So you're creating a
They
bunch
are
of
very
chop.
near the. Yeah, they're very near the
shores.
shore.
Yep.
yeah. Also, I guarantee
just
you,
scuttling their
these
own
people are
boats.
fucking morons, every single one of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm worried about how this is gonna affect the election. The Innsmouth people are a very important swing demographic that the president is going to have to win to secure his new administration.
Artemis, bless your heart. Innsmouth does not swing. They voted red for fucking forever, basically.
They're actually dedicated Green Party voters.
Because the scales. I gotcha.
Yeah.
It's the only color they can see.
Ah,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow.
Just we have like a half fish representative in Congress.
See, these boats wouldn't have. I didn't see any pontoon boats out here getting swamped and sinking. It's only like those weird, like fishing boats that also look like they have like 1,000 horsepower.
Little redneck Riviera mini yachts.
It's for tubing. You pull a tube behind the boat, and then you accidentally put the anchor out mid-flight, and suddenly you're a modern art piece.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
like
these-
someone's like, I finally have a boat. I'm gonna be on the lake every weekend, and they're on the lake every weekend for like 4 years, and then they never use that boat again.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. It's a lake house timeshare thing, right?
Yeah.
that's-
They got really into it for a couple summers.
Yeah.
Mm.
I want to do that with a houseboat and just get like just throw up every day because I cannot see the ocean.
Because you can't deal with the. I mean, I want to get a houseboat and just, conveniently drift off to another country, maybe.
Yeah.
Conveniently drift out into the Gulf, just into the path of
Don't
the
mind
three
me,
hurricanes
Coast Guard.
that are-
Just,
Mhm.
I'm just ambling my way to Cuba.
Yeah. Just several Cuban several Cuban army Navy men will like be pointing their guns at you, but then you quietly raise the Cuban flag, and they're like, okay.
I need to speak to Raul.
I want to speak to the CEO of Cuba, please.
Bring me the corpse of Castro.
You're like trying to figure out where the boundary is on the ocean. So you're like lowering the American flag a little bit, and the Coast Guard turns towards you. You raise it up a little more. They turn back away. It's like, all right, not there yet.
But
How
instead you
high-
drift
like
off.
the fucking like point at my eyes, point at you thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh no, it's fine. And then
You guys are missing. You're missing the obvious opportunity of all of these boat parades, which is to finally do what I've dreamed for years, which is to build outer heaven and live out in the ocean.
No, I think I've alluded to this on the pod before, but it's basically so it's Outer Heaven meets Jimmy Buffett. Call it Margarita Grad. Make it
It's
communist.
outer heaven, but only for podcasts.
It's
Oh,
okay.
see, that's what we need.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
water
wait,
world, but with a lot more like coconuts and garlands.
And it's just cheeseburger in paradise all the time, 24 fucking
Yeah.
7.
just cheeseburger in paradise.
I just want 50 first dates, but at the end it's revealed that I didn't actually have memory loss.
No, you're just
really
stupid.
I just really enjoy having a very set routine.
She's like a 4-year-old or something.
I
Just
went
like-
on the groundhog date diet.
Speaking of people in boats, Greta is getting a documentary, or Greta has a
That's
documentary
cool.
that followed her, on boats, of course, because she took a boat instead of flying a plane.
Sailboat.
Instead of a plane, of course.
Yeah. We all forgot, of course. We weren't reminded constantly, daily even, of Greta's, just her sins, every sin that she's ever done.
Yeah, that terrible child that I mean, according to every libertarian at least, who is just the absolute worst and literally Hitler, and is going to come to America to cut everybody's head off. And
Mhm.
Jesus.
And also
Folks.
just regarding about how much they don't want to have sex with her because she's like ugly. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
that wasn't something that you
I'm-
needed to add.
I am infuriated. You must understand, it is a utter crisis of mistreatment. Greta gets to stand outside of a school building with a sign, and she is somehow a national hero. But when I do that, for some reason, I'm disturbing the peace.
I think it's great that the Times Person of the Year is a young child. What about all the adults that have worked all their entire lives to help
Mhm.
improve things for humanity, and really just been passed up over and over again, much like how, I don't know, there's this new study out about how aviation accounts for 3.5% of global warming.
Jesus.
Hoo boy.
I've been in a plane one time ever in my life, so I've
Your hands are
not
clean.
technically. Yeah, my hands are clean in this.
Yeah.
I'm too
Yeah.
poor to fly.
But like, I mean, this just goes to show that, what's the other 96.5% of global warming caused by? Could it be giant corporations producing endless commodities for consumption?
Nah.
Could
Could it be fossil fuels, perhaps?
Like, if
Could it potentially be the United States military? I don't know.
Dennis, you don't understand. We have a treaty with Mother Nature. She lets us just spew out as much as we want, as long as it's only from jets.
Yeah,
I feel
Right.
like that oil
Which-
tanker in Sri Lanka that is burning right now is putting out as much pollution as the entire airline industry. That thing's gonna just fucking blow up, and we're just gonna
Yeah,
have oil in the Middle
it's-
East for forever. It's gonna be washing up on the shores.
Yeah,
Yep.
just like dead animals, dead people,
Dead everything,
dead
really.
environment.
Yeah. It's a
it-
fucking nuclear assault song, basically.
Yeah, it's not making me totally just think about how my entire state is on fire right now as we're speaking. You
Mhm.
know,
You know,
Yeah.
about 2 million acres have been burned.
I
Just-
feel like
just to the ground.
a global like ice age would have been the easy way to go, right? Like I hear that freezing to death is really peaceful, but I don't feel like burning
There's-
to death is peaceful.
There's still
Mhm.
nuclear winter.
Yeah, I mean there is that chance if we survive.
Well, if we all just listened to Artemis, then we would all be in the bunker up in Montana right now. So
I made an offer for it, but apparently you cannot trade CS:GO skins for a bunker.
Damn. Well, that's
Ah,
again anti-Zoomer
that's-
discrimination running rampant.
yeah.
I-
What is this? This ageism is just it's out of control.
That you said I could pay in either money or stock. This clearly it has a market rate. This is a Crimson Fade Karambit. I don't get why I can't trade it for this building.
look. Maybe the problem here is that you're arguing with a normie who plays Valorant instead of CS:GO.
Ah, that's what it is. Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Those skins are worth probably 2 bunkers.
Don't worry, I've got an unusual stout shako they might be interested in.
Holy shit. You could buy a country with a unusual stout shot.
Coming in with the fucking hot, the timely, 2014 TF2 references.
I'm certain the people who watch this will appreciate
TF2
that.
is still going
Yeah.
strong, kinda.
Yeah.
Sorta.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I have unboxed amiibo. What can I get with some
Nothing.
unboxed amiibo?
Nothing. It's
Ugh.
like Amiibo is just the Weimar currency at this point.
Ugh. Even the Cat Mario and Cat Peach that I plan on
Yeah.
getting.
Maybe
Ugh.
Cat Mario. Maybe.
Well,
what you gotta do?
There's gotta be-
No, all right. You know what? In the fucking like slow collapse that the country's gonna be going through the next few years, I think I might just become like a handcrafted amiibo peddler. You know, as we all become like
Ooh.
essentially like 16th century peasants, right?
yeah.
That's the trade I'm going to employ.
Well, I've
Mhm.
certainly already have my next one scoped out. I'm going to become a technician
Yeah.
for the Amazon for Alexa for residential full building smart building functionality, and working on these full
Mm.
building AIs that Amazon is trying to
Ah,
develop.
see.
These smart houses, if you will, or wait, what the fuck
Smart
is that?
Yeah.
That dumb
apartments.
movie.
It's gonna be like 2001: A Space Odyssey, but in your apartment building.
Oh, so they
Oh.
finally automated not fixing the plumbing.
I was just gonna say, and I mean, this might be a little too schmancy fancy. Like what you do, right? You hook it up to a bidet, so every time it squirts your ass, it's like your landlord is wiping your ass for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's really gonna.
I mean, of
make
course,
them-
you're paying for the bidet, you're paying for the water, you're paying for, probably you're having extra added onto your rent for the fucking smart house stuff.
Yeah,
So,
but it has the landlord's voice that they added into the Alexa library, so that
There
you
you
can use
go.
the landlord's voice, so that you really feel.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, your landlord is just Hal 9000.
yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
still
you're
probably
going
better than
to-
most landlords.
You're like, Hal, open the door. I can't let you do that, dude.
Hal, can I have my deposit back?
I'm afraid the floors are too scratched up for that,
Oh
Dave.
my god.
I'm
And it just-
afraid I
it is-
discovered a micrometer of mold,
Oh
Dave.
god. Imagine.
You have to dig into the crawl space and start pulling things out, and as it sings Daisy Bell to you.
Yeah, no, because everything in smart houses can be connected, right? Like your lights, your all the outlets can be controlled.
Literally your
Literally
door.
Every door in your apartment can be controlled. You don't have access to anything if you get locked out.
I'm sorry. This closet is DLC.
Oh no,
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
the BMW cars where it only unlocks.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, if you don't want to pay for an extra closet, if you only want to pay for 1.5 baths and not 2.5 baths, you only have to pay for 1.5 baths.
No, I'm still gonna shit in that non-function toilet. Sorry.
Yeah, it's there. I'm gonna use it.
I'm going into the ceiling to get to that toilet.
Again, it's on disc DLC. I'm gonna unlock it myself, and by unlock it, I mean hack through the door with an axe and take a crap in the
not-
unflushable
hey,
toilet.
It's nice that the beds are free to lay, though.
But all the microtransactions, I had to get it fumigated.
The plaid
no, it's-
blankets are $2,000 on the Steam community
Your
market.
Shit.
Your furniture, you get your furniture through a gotcha system.
Oh my fucking god.
So everything is just completely mismatching. And but if you keep buying in, you might be able to get the 5-star TV instead of the CRT TV that you can't play your
I'm
modern
telling
console on.
the aesthetic of this room might be fucking off, but these are the highest stat products you can buy.
I love that idea. Just like, oh yeah, I mean this chair has a +3 to defense, so that's why I had to min-max it with the this ugly ass couch that protects against critical hits. I could have a matching set, sure, but my stats would just look like shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be.
Y'all know that movie
God.
Smart House that I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Disney Channel original
Yeah,
movie.
it fucking sucks. It's great.
Yeah, it does. See, Zach wouldn't because
Was not allowed to
he
watch
is a
Disney
good Christian.
in 1999.
I was not a Disney kid
What?
myself, yeah. I know about this, I think, because of a Brutal Moose video.
Yeah, I was watching Adventures in Odyssey and Bible Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were
Hell
definitely gonna
yeah.
be watching some fucking Bible Man.
Bible Man.
And then Artemis, you are just far too young. There's no way that you know.
I watched Veggie Tales.
Yes. Also,
I had a little
VeggieTales.
VeggieTales, yeah.
Larry Boy.
No, I grew up Catholic. I didn't have to deal with that shit.
Yeah. Honestly,
I watched
I would absolutely
Pokemon-
take just a Dark Souls ass mass over VeggieTales any day.
No, see, yeah, as a child, I watched Pokemon, Sailor Moon, and Dragon Ball Z, and that's really where my sexuality is just sort of like flourished.
Yeah,
from.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Teen Titans, obviously.
Obviously.
Oh my god, that's why so many Zoomers are furries.
I was going to say that's where the Goth GF meme
No,
originated.
that's why they're either furries or e-girls come from.
yeah, there you go. And Artemis is obviously the e-girl.
Everybody in Teen Titans HQ got their fucking their costumes off of wish.com. All those scream wish.com.
Ramona Flowers and Raven. Those two people have defined more American women than any single suffragette in U.S. history.
Jesus Christ.
And for the better too, because fucking Susan B. Anthony sucks shit.
Yeah.
Racism. Yeah.
Dennis, that was like the one white woman that we didn't want to make extinct. Like,
Nope, no, we're hitting the button, sorry.
No, she still was fucking racist.
hit the
She's
button,
awful.
hit the fucking button already.
Yeah, sorry, Artemis.
oh well.
Your SOL.
You're included in the white woman extinction button. Sorry,
Well,
Artemis.
you're gonna have to press the button and launch me, the imposter, out of space. You better finish your tasks.
Christ. Well, if you have made it this far in the episode, you are a true comrade. So we want to thank you for sticking around. We would like to shout out all of our patrons, especially our new ones. We got 3 or 4 new patrons recently. Really, everyone's getting
Yay,
excited for
thank you.
the Sonic High School reading.
We didn't even announce that yet, but sure.
We've hinted at it before, but
We've got a lot of fucking psychic patrons.
Speaking
So
of furries,
if you guys have any lottery numbers, please and thank you.
Exactly. So we want to thank Scott again. We actually ordered Scott some cool merch because Scott is subscribed to our dialectical tier. Thank you so much, Scott, for the work you do for the podcast and for contributing to our
Being a good
Patreon and for
friend.
being a good friend. Check out Scott's show, Take Shop. Kelton is also on there off and on, as far as I'm aware. That's kind of his decompression while getting away from our show. Also want to thank Thomas, Spencer, David, and Knott for contributing to our Devil's Advocate tier. They get some cool merch, which I will be mailing out, one of these days. But y'all's contributions keep the show running, and you're gonna, at some point make us able to, get some cool guests on once we have to start paying people to come onto our show. And we can
Yeah.
no longer
Once
just...
I start withholding my presence from the show for pay, yes, that's what you're saying.
Exactly. Let us know how you liked our latest Patreon exclusive episode. We'll be posting that
In the next couple days here.
in the next couple days here. It should be out by the time you hear this. We say for the 17th time in a row. Remember, if
Should be, Zach says, shaking his fist at me.
If you want to become a patron, you can support us for $5 a month, or for just $1, you can hear all of our Patreon exclusive content, and you'll have another $4 to spend on bail funds. So, that does it for our Patreon plugs. What all do we have?
Yeah.
What kind of content are we putting out in the garage? Bo?
I mean, just our usual Tuesday, Friday streams, and yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if we
Patreon shit.
hey, if you give us more Patreon money, we actually can get paid to do this show, and then maybe Bo will get it out on time because we'll be like,
Hey, Bo.
we're fucking
Bo, do you want
paying you.
another?
Listen.
Do you want to go get another plastic bottle, Bo? You want another bottle? Here, I'll give you $20 if you post the fucking Patreon episode.
Bo, do you want to be able to afford beer, Bo? Well, you know,
Dennis, you have some stuff coming
No
out.
beer for oil.
I do have some stuff coming up. I mean, I'm still on the streams. Even when we're playing unfun games that I don't like, I'm still on the streams. But I just wrapped up episode 1 of our D&D podcast, and that'll be released as soon as we get episode 2 recorded and edited, because episode 1 is going to be free and available to the gentry, and going forward, our D&D podcast will be behind the paywall for a while,
for 2 weeks to 3 weeks. It's looking like.
Yeah, well, we gotta market it. See how it works
it's up
out.
to
But
10 minutes depending on concentration.
You can pay per minute.
Yeah. You actually unlock all of the lines of audio through microtransactions. So
yeah, if you want to know,
which are also through a gotcha system. So you might get 2 Artemises and 1 Bo and miss Charlie and myself, but that's fine.
Yeah,
You'll work it out.
You just gotta keep paying.
Just check the wiki for the lore, honestly.
Yeah, so D&D episodes are coming out, which is super exciting.
Dolphins and Garages. Keep your eyes and ears out for it, because it was a lot of fun to record, and it was a lot of fun to edit.
DNG, not D&D. Sorry, I get that mixed
Dolce,
up.
it's a sponsor thing. Yeah.
Also, Dennis has the Colonia Dignidad video up on our YouTube.
Oh, yeah,
We've gotten some views on it, so that's awesome.
Yeah, if you want more cult stuff, let me know, because I do enjoy learning and writing about cults. Maybe not another Nazi pedophile cult, though.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a fun one where everyone dies at the end or something, not like a sad one.
Scientology, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh God, no. Okay, if I'm doing Scientology, you definitely need to donate to the Patreon, because they're gonna sue our asses.
Damn true. So our streams Monday night we do with Not Safe. The Not Safe for Wonks podcast. They're Not Safe Media Group. We do Minecraft Mondays with them. You can find us on all of our social media accounts, and we host their stream through Twitch, but you'll have to visit their Twitch if you want to see us. Tuesdays and Fridays we are doing our reading stream and our game stream. This next Tuesday, the 15th, should be we're hoping that's the day that we finally have Andy on from the Antifada, and we get to read a bit of his book about Posada. So that will be extremely fun. We're super excited for that, and we look forward to recording that, to streaming that. So I think that just about covers us. Artemis, do you have anything else that you'd like to plug?
Definitely check out the D&D episode. Follow me on Twitter, and so you can join me in Outer Heaven. We'll send a Fulton recovery device to pick you up. But then also for these streams, I'm working on some little side projects that maybe we can have some audience participation in. So keep an eye out for that.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I also have to do the outro, and I don't have any cool blurbs ready.
Yeah, you didn't work up a catchphrase
I didn't
or
work up a
anything like
catchphrase
that?
or anything like that. It's just I can't even do like 2 deuces in the back of the head because Kelton.
Don't do the deuces. That feels
a little sacrilegious.
We've
Yeah.
got to leave the deuces for
Thank
Kelton.
you.
Thank you everybody for listening. We love you. We'll see you next week, or we'll see you Friday.
God bless those beautiful boaters. Bye.
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 Howdy, y'all. Don't forget to follow our link tree in the show notes to discover new things like our Discord, social media platforms, and all the places where you can listen to our podcast. Word of mouth is the best way to introduce us and other leftist creators to friends, family, coworkers, your AA buddies. Community is about more than hot takes online. And if you want to support our efforts, you can donate to us at patreon.com/psychicdolphingarage, which is spelled how it sounds. Hope to see you on the stream tonight. Enjoy this music by JJ Demon.
How the fuck I still got a full head of hair? Not a single gray. Fuck the cops, family first, every single day. Bringing a charm when I ring the alarm. My arms got a box cutter insignia. We gotta abolish ICE, we gotta abolish ICE, abolish it. No need to apologize, the Holocaust apologists. For no reason we colonized the land and put up monuments. Dope needles, dollar signs to go upstairs and astonish. I hope there'll be a punishment. I really wanna get bloody. I really wanna stand in judgment of anybody taking money from anybody in the struggle. Anybody on a budget. Poor people getting 10 to 20 for some dumb shit. Corporations incorporating a bloodlet. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words.